taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness.
Yeah, of course I have a maid outfit. You're a streamer. Where's yours?
I have a robe.
You were...
I have like a little mark robe.
I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go.
There's a bunch of fucking
everything
losers, man.
that
What
you
are you
see,
doing
something I invent.
Oh shit. Yeah, I don't know. They recruited me, bro. I'm new. I'm new to the game. They just recruited me, dude. Sorry.
Trust me, they're a bunch of fucking losers.
Yeah. I'm kind of seeing that too, bud.
I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. That energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic.
No, sure.
You know.
Yeah.
But that. They're running. Push in, everybody, go. Someone get on their maid, please.
I pushed the maid from in.
Handsome looking creep right there. Why me? Oh my god!
I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness.
Yeah, of course I have a maid outfit. You're a streamer. Where's yours?
I have a robe.
You were...
I have like a little mark robe.
I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go.
There's a bunch of fucking
everything
losers, man.
that
What
you
are you
see,
doing?
something I invent.
Oh shit. Yeah, I don't know. They recruited me, bro.
Gonna take shots.
I'm new. I'm new to the game. They just recruited me, dude. Sorry.
Trust me, they're a bunch of fucking losers.
Yeah. I'm kind of seeing that too, bud.
I never back up, I'll miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, need some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your mind and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself and my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate bitch.
All right. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
So here we are. We're gonna have our Battle Brothers guild interview. I'm gonna go ahead let these two guys introduce themselves real quick. Whoever wants to go first.
Okay, then
Yeah,
I'll
Lala.
start. Yeah, thank you. So I'm Laelliana, the guild leader of BattleBrothers. I started playing MO2 shortly after launch. No, shortly before launch on the beta. And actually, BattleBrothers was my first guild I joined, not as a leader. And yep, here I am 9 months later as the so-called leader of the guild.
Yeah, I joined the game like 4 months after release, and I found Battle Brothers. I had really good relationship with Lelia, good cooperation, and yeah, history goes on. Here we are now, and we're trying to be one of the good guilds of the game, like
What do you
competitive
mean?
one.
What do you mean good? How do you define good?
Competitive,
Oh,
competitive.
competitive.
Be able
Okay. Okay.
to pick
Skill, like
fights and
skill,
not
skill.
like
Okay.
on run away, and it's a PvP game mostly, right?
Okay. Oh, they're saying you're a bit low on the mic. Oh, I could turn you up though. I'll just turn you both up to 200 if it's too loud. Thanks.
Okay,
Um.
okay, well,
So, do you say it Layla? Is that how you, like a shorter version?
It's actually I have two characters. I started with a character named Lelia, but back then I had
yeah.
no clue about the game, and I trusted a person that I maybe have overestimated the knowledge he had for the game, and I made a Kurite human, and I don't know. It's my personal opinion. They're absolute dog shit. So then I re-rolled to Laeliana, but I kept the human because she has all the crafting skills and everything. So people know me as Lelia. Everyone is called me Lelia no matter what character I play, but it's mainly Laeliana you're gonna see on the field.
Gotcha. And I don't, uh, I don't. This is probably like a dickhead question to ask, but I'm just gonna ask it. Isn't that kind of like a feminine name, or is that like
It is.
masculine where you're from? Oh, okay.
No, no, no. It is. It is.
Okay.
I mean, it's. I only make in every RPG I play. I don't know. I make female characters, so I've just named them with a female name, and
Okay.
it's
Because you look
Laeliana.
like
I don't mind.
you're kind of buff and like shredded in real life, and then you have like this feminine name. And I'm just like, what's going on here? I'm getting like signals
R,
here.
RP, RP.
Okay. Okay. So I'll just call you. How do you say it again? I'm sorry. It's just it's hard for me to pronounce.
Leila. You can call me Leila. Leila. Just call me
Le-
Leila.
Layla. Okay. Okay. And then I'll call you
Yeah,
Zax. Is that cool?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
man.
All right. So sorry, I had to get that. I had to get this sorted quick before I start like talking to you guys. I don't want to fuck it up 10 times. All right. So let's just start off with like some basic questions. So like if someone came to you and said like, "Hey, I see you guys Battle Brothers all the time. What is your guild about? Like, what can you tell me? Like, how would you describe your guild to this someone who doesn't know anything about you?"
So, in a sentence, I would say we're just like a PvP-oriented libertarian guild, like a small PvP-oriented libertarian guild, and that means that PvP-oriented, I think, is self-explanatory. So we focus mainly on PvP. We have our PvE events. It's not that we don't enjoy it. And the libertarian is that we respect the time of the people that are in the guild. So there's no taxes, there's no obligatory activities. It's like you do what you want. We would appreciate if you play with a core, if you become a core member, engage into PvP activities. If you want to do your own stuff, that's fine. Whatever you farm during your own time is yours. We're not going to lay a hand on it. We will be happy if we buy it at a good price from the market from you if we need it. But other than that, you do what you want to enjoy the game. That's the number one rule.
Yep.
Roger. Sounds like a good guild, man. I like that structure. Um, and then on the PvP side, how are you guys like an RPK type guild? Like, would you say or?
Yep. So originally the guild. I mean, maybe we can go to this if the question comes up how we were founded. But we are right now. Short answer would be we're fully RPK. We have our list of allies, like the official ones. We have some one, I think, unofficial ally. But other than that, ungilded, naked. If we feel like kill, we're gonna go for the kill. We try not to be toxic and shit talking, but at the end of the game, this is how we see the nature of the game, so we don't feel bad about it.
Yeah. I mean, like everybody has loot. You know, you need that loot to fight your real enemies at the end of the day. So it's just
Um,
part of the game. You know.
exactly,
Um,
and there are not many, like there are not few occasions where you just kill a naked and he has like 500 gold on him. It's like more often than you would think. So you never
yeah.
know.
How does like your structure in your guild work? Like
Oh,
like do you have officers or you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
explain that maybe.
yeah. So we have a structure, like kind of a nominal structure, let's say. So we have a hierarchy with officers. So there's the guild leader, that's me. Then we have two co-leaders. Then we have the lieutenants, sergeants, then the normal members. But this is more like it's more or less what Antheus said in his interview. He said that he doesn't like to have officers because then it gets a bit complicated. If people are leaving the game, what do you do? Do you strip them down or do you keep them as officers? So we're kind of running into this problem now. So the main distinguish is actually, I think, in reality, the difference between core members and non-core members. So core members are the people that are engaged in PvP and they're trying actively to improve, and the non-core members are the rest. All core members are actually officers, but it can be that we have right now officers that are not core members, and we have to align the theory with practice right now. But long story short, we have a theoretical hierarchy, but the real distinction is between the PvPers and the people that engage into PvP activity and the simple members, let's say.
Gotcha. um Fuck, I was gonna ask something I forgot, but I'll move on to my next standard question. I'll ask it if I can think of it again. Um, how many roughly active do you have in your guild at the moment?
So let's say if I think on a good day we can mass up 15 to 20 people like at one place, like on a very good day. But usually we're gonna be on our active times, like also during the week. I would say 6 to 7 people are gonna be online doing together the same thing. So that's the lower end, and the higher end will be 15 to 20 people. The active members might be around 30 or 35, but it's very difficult to bring all these people together.
Okay. Oh, I remember my question. I was gonna ask like, what's your primary time zone for your guild?
It's European. It's European. We have one guy from Australia. We have 5 or 6 people from North America, but the vast majority is European, all over Europe, continental Europe.
Okay. Is there like a country like you a majority of you come from or no?
I think I would say Greece. I'm from
Yeah.
Greece. Zax
Oh,
is
okay.
from Greece, and there are a lot of
Some guys Lithuania.
Lithuania as well, United Kingdom as well. But I think Greece is the major minority, let's say,
Yep.
Gotcha,
the biggest
gotcha.
minority in the
You guys
game.
might be the biggest Greek guild in the game. Then I don't know.
Very probable. Very
I
very
don't think I've
probable.
heard of like one person saying they're from Greece. You know, from like my guild or something, for example. But so that's interesting. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, like
what is like your guys' like greatest like achievement? Would you say, or like something that like, you're really proud of that you did as a guild?
Okay, so I mean, this is for me my personal perspective because I've been there from the beginning. So originally, BattleBrothers were founded shortly after release. So the guild was completely different to what it is today. We had another kind of leadership. We had like a one-man show. So there was the guild leader. Everything was passing through his hands. But it is my personal opinion that if you want to do that in this game, run a guild all alone, you have to invest an insane amount of time and you have to have an insane amount of knowledge. And I'm not going to judge the guy. He learned as the game. I learned things next to him. So he transmitted the passion for the game to me. So I'm going to be grateful to him for that. But on the other side, he could not invest the time that was needed due to real life reasons, of course. And I don't think personally that he had the knowledge to advance the guild. So then we had a discussion with the older members. I initiated the discussion like, okay, some things have to change. We have to follow a more decentralized model, like give roles, start getting everyone engaged. This is not working.
trusting
And
people.
exactly, trusting people with stuff. And the guild leader got a bit like distantiated from the whole situation. he left the game also because of real life reasons, and then we changed completely. We had a 180-degree turn, and people came to me as the next guild leader. I told them, look, I don't have 100 hours a week to invest. I will do my best. We're going to follow a more decentralized model, and we were really on the verge of disbanding. Like, we're struggling to find members, we were struggling to organize events, and then I met Zach as well. He helped a lot, and now we're pushing towards a very competitive direction. We're getting our name known out there. I mean, we're still working on it, but we took a shit guild, sorry for my expression, on the verge of disbanding, and now we're like on one of the strongest alliances in the game. I think for me that's the biggest achievement of this project. It's like I see that as a project, not as a game.
And another good thing that I like about us, it's like we got robbed like 4 or 5 times, and we still was tied together. You know, we didn't disband. We was there still continue playing, and we had the
Right.
rat into our guild like for months, maybe from the beginning.
Nice. That's great. Yeah, to have like a core group or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
good
like
tight.
any guild uh makes it or breaks based on like their core members, not necessarily like how many new people you can recruit a month or whatever. It's the core guys that are really gonna like get you through the tough times, like the inactivity, and then also like the booming activity times, like when you have a lot of new people and you need to get them
Yep.
trained. The core guys are going to be the guys with the knowledge are going to be the people who, especially leadership, can lean on. Be like, hey man, can you like help these two guys out? Like they're new, they're running your build or what, you know what I mean? Like whatever it is, like those are the guys you lean on to like help you, like, you know, essentially train and run the guild when you can't. So
Yeah, people to train you guys, try to bring them on the same page with us,
mhm.
because that's a thing on recruit as well, to be on the same page. Because if you recruit a new guy that it's a new player to the game, it's really hard to follow the page that it's like more hardcore. It's on the north playstyle, you know, because we're focusing there mostly. We started living there.
These guys are feeling you, man, in chat. Who is that beautiful man? Said the king of battle brothers. Oh my
The,
god.
the king, the queen depends on how you see the name, I guess.
Yeah. We're not sure. We're not sure with the name, man. We're not sure. Shit. So alliances. Are you guys in an alliance, or what can you tell us about your, if you are?
Yep. So originally we were in an alliance based in Moki, uh, but then we left this alliance as soon as we turned from we changed entirely the model of our playstyle, and we said, okay, no friends anymore. We're just attacking everyone. And now what we did actually when we went to the north, we get on friendly terms with Empire. I think I was on vacation when that happened. I think Zaxaman was when the Necro. This is a funny
Yeah, I
story
can
actually.
tell you the story after.
Yeah, I think he can tell it after. I'm just gonna do a small teaser. I think he was going from stronghold to stronghold when the Necropats rolled out. He was literally knocking on the door, saying, "Hello, is everyone anybody here?" And long story short, we made friends with Empire, and Empire was already belonging to the Karnimat Alliance. But the whole Karnimat Alliance was very hesitant to accept us, which is kind of makes sense. I mean, we were nobodies back then, if you can say that we're somebody now. And we went in the north. We said, okay, fuck it. We place a stronghold in the north. We're gonna go there. And this is actually when we got raided for the last time from our old stronghold. So we lost everything. And we went up there with Molarium and bone tissue, and we just pick up every fight we could get. We were going to the Karni village, trying to cause some chaos, and we were living there 100%. And then slowly, somehow, I guess Empire Suite talked Karnimata into accepting us, and we're now part of the Karnimata Alliance, along with Tofu, Acolytes. I think you guys are there. Aus, Visor the Beast. Uh, am I forgetting someone?
You know, I think
I think that, that
you
that's
mentioned
that's all.
tofu.
Yeah, Tofu. Yeah, yeah. And we're loving it, to be honest. It's like we have a great cooperation. We love the content. It's really a blast.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
great for us.
Maybe I should.
What's the story with the Empire?
Yeah, yeah, go for it, Zax.
So, Necro Dungeon, randomly being there and on a random guys playing on a Zerg, we found out that we like this content more than ganking and roaming around, you know, like the real fighting. And when we had some cooperation there, like with sexy guys, it was new for us, you know, all these big fights, and we had really fun. And like after 2 3 days, sexy guys kicked us out of cooperation, and I was there like hours and days looking for guys to co op and make new alliance so we can have these fights. Because at this time it was like more 5 guys, 10 guys max on the guild. It was a really small guild, and that's how we started looking into new allies and making good relationships and finding good friends like Empire and Karnimata,
Yeah,
Tofu and everyone. It's really great guys, all of them. It's
mhm.
nice content for us, and yeah.
I think the funny aspect is I was on vacation these 3 weeks when the Necro Dungeon rolled out, and I was just getting messages. Okay, we're allied with Sexy. Now we're allied with Rage. Now we're not anymore allied with Sexy. Now we're not anymore
Then
allied with Rage.
Nightfall.
Now we're allied with Empire. Now I was like, what the hell is going on now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh,
I could say yeah, Empire definitely went to bat for you guys to get you in the alliance. It wasn't like so much like you specifically. It was just more like I think people were just like, who the fuck are these guys? Like they're just gonna like cuz like you don't want like too many tags in your alliance. One, it's like you just look like more and more like Zergy, you know what I mean? And then two, it's also like less people to fight, you know what I mean?
that's true.
And I guess there's
That's true.
always that third fact, like, you know, are they gonna provide any kind of like benefit to the alliance type thing? But anyways, they definitely went to bat for you. Empire had your back there for sure.
Well, I completely understand them. I mean, as soon as you're is known that you're part of the alliance, and you dilute the alliance with low quality or unknown guilds, then you lose respect. Like if you have a high elite PvP alliance and you suddenly get 1 or 2 guilds that are not good enough, then you're losing respect. You're like, yeah, exactly as you said, the Zergy feeling and the more numbers and less quality aspect is absolutely fine. I completely understand the guys for not wanting us. This is what exactly this is the project that we're trying to turn around and make ourselves like a respectable guild.
Yep.
For sure. Yeah. No, I think it's definitely worked out. I think Carney is definitely like feeling you guys nowadays for sure, from what I've seen. So
Happy to hear it.
do you guys own a castle?
Nope, I think we're too small for that, and it's actually not a purpose per se to own a castle. I think you have to be relatively big to do that, the maintenance and everything. Uh, we never know what happens in the future, but is not one of our, let's say, main goals. Even in the long term, maybe if we grow a lot and everything, we might go for one. But right now, I would say I think Karnimata is interested in the GK Castle, from what I heard. So the first step would be we can support them taking that. That would be awesome. Also, more content for us and fun fights and strengthening the bonds. But in the future, you never know. I mean, I wouldn't say we don't know one. I don't think we want one right now. I don't think we want one in the midterm future.
Oh, yeah.
Long term, no one knows.
We can help our allies, got some, and if they have fun, we have fun with them. You know, cooperation.
Yeah. So it's like we don't really know like what the benefits of having a castle will even be. Like
Yep.
even to this day, like we have very little information as to what like owning a castle will actually mean. So it's like we don't really know if it'll be worth it. Even to like castle owners now, like will it be more of a burden even then to own a castle if you're constantly having to defend it versus like the benefits of having it. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Yeah,
Hopefully we get
exactly.
Time
more
will show, man.
information. But what is your favorite aspect of the game?
Uh, Again, for me, this is a personal question. So for me, I would say it's by far the social interaction. I mean, believe it or not, in real life, I'm more of an introvert than an extrovert, and I don't know. This game has transformed me. So the social aspect, even if it is like a guy comes and trash talks you for killing him, and or the role playing in the game, or even that, like I said in the beginning, we're belonging to an alliance with some guilds, and then we broke this alliance. We gave fair warning to all guilds that now you're a target, but somehow this information didn't get conveyed in some of the guilds. So there's a guild in Moki called Norsemen, and we've been killing them left and right. And they see me as the traitor of the alliance. And I'm walking into Moki. I'm just minding my own business in the bank, and I will have 2 or 3 Norsemen coming to me, showing the middle finger in game, clapping ironically in front of me. And even that, it's like I find it completely entertaining, super entertaining. And I don't think you have this in any other game. I haven't experienced it. Like the immediate interaction with someone else, let it be friendly or hostile. I love this aspect, to be honest. I love it. I
No,
don't know,
yeah, for
Zax.
sure.
I don't know if Zax has a different.
Yeah, for sure.
Different.
My aspect, it's PvP, small scale, big scale. I like circ fights. You know, I'm here for the future to do some good sieging fight. I like the PvP mostly.
Okay, fair enough. What do your day-to-day activities in your guild look like? Like,
So,
yeah.
Mhm. I mean,
No, go ahead.
usually we're living more or less up in the north. So right now the risers are bugged. So that is actually killing our
Sucks.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's literally killing our fun. The north is deserted. We go around and there's no one to fight. I think Karni is taking a small break, and you only go to Tefra and you find Tefra BD, which is
Naked.
it is what it is. And but on a normal day, if everything works fine, let's say we're gonna gather to the stronghold. If there are not enough people, we're gonna do some training, some work up. Then we're gonna go riser dungeons. We're gonna go the queens, the Clothos queens, the spiders, and it's always with the hope of PvP. If we don't get PvP, you get a lot of goodies from these dungeons. But it's mostly around the GK area. If there is a ping, we try to immediately respond because we know it's gonna be good fun. But it's a mixture of PvE and PvP actually. Always on the back of our minds is PvP oriented. Even when we do PvE, that's the goal.
Roger that. Sounds good. Recruitment methods. How do you guys go about recruiting people to your guild?
I mean, we have the conventional method of the MO2 Discord, but I don't know if that is working very well. I mean, we had some recruits from there, but it's mainly I think Zax has brought a lot of people from other games into this one. So I would say he's our main source of recruitment. Other than that, if I'm in Moki and I see gilded people that are like the other day, a guy just challenged me to a duel, nearly naked, outside of straight out of heaven, and I appreciated that. So I was like, okay, are you looking for a guild? We're this and this. Are you interested to join?
In-game
So
recruitment is
yeah, I'm gonna go up to people and talk to them, and if they're interested, that's fine. If they're not, then it's good. I mean, we don't have the reputation of Levia, of Carnimata, of Nightmare, of Nightfall to attract the elite PvPers. So we have to get what we can and build something out of it. Sometimes it works. I mean, we had great recruits, great promising recruits that turned out to be PvP beasts. We had some other people that were just not interested in the game. That's fine, but it's you have to actually work with what you're given. And till we build that reputation, we just asking people around. If we see someone interested, we welcome him. We try to make him feel comfortable in the game, and hopefully he will stay with us and become good.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's good. I mean, like, it is hard because, like, there's like, I feel like there's definitely like waves with this game where like there'll be like a wave of new players that come. Like, for example, when that guy Clean started streaming the game, like all those Tarkov people, you had like an influx of like a shit ton of people that came to the game, and you can tell when there's a shit ton of people in the game because like if you're someone who constantly posts like your recruitment in the MO2 Discord, you'll randomly just start getting like a ton of messages, like, and then you're like, okay, what's going on? And that's how I even figured out that there was a streamer called Clean who started streaming the game because like people kept saying they were from Tarkov, and I'm like, "You're from Tarkov? Like, how'd you hear of this game?" He's like, and I had like 2 or 3 different people talk about Clean, and I was like, "Oh, who the fuck is this guy?" And that's why I even like started like because I wasn't like watching the MO2 Twitch scene at that moment. And I realized like this guy had like he had like 1,000, 1,500 viewers every time he streamed the game, and stuff like that, like when they release the Steam necro patch, different like content patches, there will always be like a wave of flux of like new players that come to the game, and
Yeah,
then you can get a lot of recruitment in.
yeah, you can see it from there is a spike definitely in the incoming messages, and you can understand that something is going on even if you don't know it. That's true. But yeah, these events are not consistent. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, the game population increases, and then because right now I feel the pool is a bit limited, and it's also that's the risk of living up in the north. Like if you're living at your stronghold, you also lose the track of like instead of living in a major city, you can see like the population rises. Suddenly, you see 20 or 30 more ungilded people running around, and you're like, okay, something is going on here. But if you're a bit isolated in the north, you don't get these feelings. So we might be missing out also some opportunities there. We have to see how we can balance that. But you're right. You're right. There is these spikes that you should ride on them and get new recruits because I think they're vanishing. They're going to the big guilds, to the guilds that own castles, and then the smaller guilds are struggling.
Yeah. And what Hug is saying, yeah, you can get a lot of new players. The hard part is to keep them in the game. Yeah, so yeah, I've experienced a lot of that where it's like you'll recruit a lot of people and it's just like, they're fresh out of Haven. Like the Haven doesn't really teach these players the actual game, especially like the PvP side of it. So it's like you have to, as guilds, you have to do a really good job of explaining like the realistic expectations of like what the game will deliver as far as like full loot and like where to get your horse if it dies and stuff like that. So how do you guys think you do a good job of like when you get like fresh players to like teach them the game and maybe talk about how you'd go about doing that?
I think it depends on the person you're going to spend time with. So we're trying to kind of assign mentors and everything. It's not a fully fledged system, but you're completely right. It's like there is this danger there because we're right now not on the end game, but let's say we're a bit more far ahead in the curve of the game. So a new player comes and you're completely ignoring the early struggles you had, and you take some things as given. For example, we had new players that we were roaming together, and they were panicking about losing their horse to enemy damage, and we're like, dude, you shouldn't care about that. It's like it's gonna happen. You get into a fight, it's the first thing you expect to lose. If you're out in the steppes, let's say with a naked horse you just tamed, it's gonna happen. They were like, oh no, my horse, my horse. Sometimes you get like complacent. You take things as given that they're not. Or if someone loses their gear for the first 10 times, they're some of these people are devastated, and you're like, you have to get used to it. And this is actually hard. I don't know. You have to really have it in mind that you have to face the early game exactly as you faced it back then. But it's not easy. I don't know. It's not easy. We have to. I think we have to work on this. It's a tricky process. I think we're not doing a great job. I don't think we're doing a bad job either. But we will have to. It's an important aspect that we maybe we should place more importance on it because the game is brutal. The game is brutal. As a new player, the game is absolutely fucking horrible.
Yeah, no doubt. It's always going to be like a work in progress thing. And then like also you have to take into account where you live is also going to be a huge part in how you're able to, facilitate people into the game and train them and teach them. So I think you have your work cut out for you in the north, but hey, if those people survive, they'll be, that much more better
True,
for it. So
true. But if you take into account, like from the 10 people you're gonna get, two are gonna stay in the game, and like if you throw them up in the north as new recruits, maybe you go up to 1 or 0.5. I don't know. It's like it's hard. It's hard.
0.5. You just keep half a player.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
does that
Like a
even
player,
mean? You keep half a player.
I had to start with 20 maybe, but I started with 10, so I had to.
Like he's gonna stay in the game, but he's just mentally broken. That's just how Ren Garney was born. He's like definitely invested in the game. He's just mentally fucking broken.
I love that guy. I love him.
Oh my
To be honest,
god.
I love that guy.
Yeah,
I
Okay.
just
fun.
I like enjoying spending time on his stream and asking all these random questions. He answers. I love that guy. On a side note,
I I definitely liked him more at the beginning of his career. I think it kind of went to his head a little bit, but no, he's still funny. I just miss his streams, like the old streams. His I don't know, he's just not the same. I feel like anymore, very much. But
yeah, I think in the beginning I thought he was like that was a persona, like a show he was putting on, but I'm not sure anymore. I think he's dead
no, it's
serious about
definitely a
it.
persona for
Is
sure.
it?
Because
Yep.
Is
you'll
it?
talk to him. I mean, he definitely believes some of the stuff he says, but most of the stuff he says he does not believe. You can tell it's a persona.
Okay, okay.
Like he'll make jokes about it too. Like I don't know how many times he said he's allied Carnimata. You know what I mean? As an example, that's when you just the whole fucking Sarad is like fades away. It's like okay, he's definitely memeing at this point.
Okay, yeah, could be, could be. I should watch him more, I guess.
Yeah. Who would you guys say is like a rival guild for you guys?
Hmm, that's a good question. I mean, in the beginning, we had the big beef with Imperial Dreams,
Yeah.
and like I don't know how it all started. I don't remember anymore. We started killing them. Then they got at one point the upper hand with more numbers. They started killing us. Then we said, okay, we stop killing them for 1 week. Let's see what happens. But then they continued because the narrative was that we are the bad guys, that we are the RPK, even though we were not RPK, that we back then, that we are the RPK guild that attacks unprotected people and ganking, but they would do exactly the same, which is fair. It's the nature of the game. I'm not gonna complain if I get ganked, but they would complain that we were doing that to them, but it was suddenly fine when they were doing this to us. So there was like some kind of a beef going on there, but I think Imperial Dreams. I don't know why. Honestly, I don't want to shit talk about them. I don't know why they're still around. It's like I learned that they were one of the biggest guilds in MO1. I was completely surprised because in MO2, if I had to vote for, okay, I'm shit talking now, but I cannot avoid it. If I had to vote for the least improved guild in the game, that would be them.
God
That's my
damn.
personal. That would be my personal opinion. I mean, they're always there
I'm gonna
from
add
day
that
one.
question to my list.
I mean, no hard feelings to the guys. I've talked personally also to Aralis. He's a great guy. I'm sure the guys are great. I just don't see the progress, and I don't see that there is. I don't think there's a rivalry right now because we don't care. I don't know if they care. Norsemen hate us. I'm quite sure about that because of the of what happened with the alliance. But I think right now the biggest fights we're having up north is XCSX because they're living
Yeah,
next to
Spaniel
us.
guys.
Espanol guys, and we're having good fights. We're enjoying it. We have more or less the same numbers, so it usually turns out to be even fights in terms of numbers. I think our core is better than theirs. Like if we gather our best players, I think we can beat them. But I think they have more depth in the bench. Let's say maybe I don't know, but we're enjoying that. So maybe with them, they're living next to our stronghold, so they will camp our priest. If we're a few people, we'll go to theirs, camp their priests. That's fun. It's fun. Maybe with them right now, I would say XCSX.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna like when I asked the question, that was like who I thought of would naturally be your rival at first because that's probably like the guild you're fighting most consistently up in GK besides like Levy or maybe Dreadlords, I guess. But um, yeah, no,
Dread
and then yeah,
Dreadlords, we have also different time zones, so it's a bit hard to
oh yeah,
like
true,
have our big strength and core group with theirs. Yeah, we might get ganked or gank them depending on the time zone. But I think the XCSX, like they're from Spain, similar time zones, it's getting intense and we like it.
gotcha. Yeah, going back to that half a player you said earlier, Kelly says half a player is when the player turned into PM me for PvP, and if you don't PM him, he doesn't show up. Like you
Exactly,
never see him.
exactly, exactly. We have this kind of players. That's true. We have half a players in the guild, which is
Yeah,
fine. Which is fine. It's okay. Better than
I,
zero players, I guess.
I thought that was funny as hell because that's so true. That is half a player right there. If he only shows up for PvP pigs, he's you can
Yeah,
count on him, but he's not really a player.
yeah. You have to drag him. Yeah, that's true.
um, let's see. If you could change something about the game, what would you guys change?
Okay, I'm not because I was seeing this question coming up in other interviews, so I'm not gonna talk about the bugs. The bugs are there, and I assume they're gonna be fixed. Call me optimistic or not, but I'm gonna talk about mechanics. So maybe the first thing I would change would be, or the only thing I would change if I have to pick one is like maybe the one-handed weapons. I don't know. It feels right now you have this meta thing with the Ogmir and the shields, and they're cancer to kill on melee, but they still hit hard. So maybe I don't know, nerf a bit the damage of the one-handed weapons. So if you go for the option of being a tank, that you have a significant drawback or a considerable drawback with the damage. And so you know this guy is a threat. Okay, I'm not gonna kill that guy, But I know that he cannot hurt me much as well, because right now the Ogmirs with the axes and everything, they hurt a bit more than I would think it's fair. And maybe the villas also. It's like I'm playing a villa as a main. Maybe buffed a bit their melee damage, but reduce their speed. I think their speed is like on the open field is small scale PvP right now, as is the nature of the game. It's a bit of a counter, I feel. But I
Okay.
don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong on that. It's just my feeling. I don't know what Zax you would change.
Yeah, I would like, for example, I like PvP with pets. I'm playing mainly mage, so it's gonna be nice to have more dedicated pet combat, you know, and not have a bad time by using pets and
Wait, so I
maybe
didn't
some
hear.
more.
What do you want to
I would
change?
like, I would like the pet combat to be fixed, you know, man.
More sophisticated, I guess he means, like
Yeah, it's
more depth into the pet combat system. I guess Beastmaster is gonna do that, if I'm not
Beastmaster. It's
mistaken.
gonna do that for sure.
Well, Beast
If it's gonna
Mastery, as
work.
far as I understand it, will add some special attacks, and then it'll
Yeah.
have obviously more cost for your build because it'll be 100 primary points or whatever. And then you'll
Yeah,
have
that.
Bestial Influence, which increases the range at which you can control your pet, which was in MMO1. Both of those were in MMO1. Um, so yeah, so those two will be in the game. Because like right now, you can like send your pet off, into Africa and then call it back, but that's
Yeah,
supposed
it
to be
is.
tied to a
You know,
skill of how far you can command it. So
Mhm.
timing now on the game. It's like shit. I
yeah,
like pets
no,
a
it's
lot.
not very fun.
I'm used to PvP with pets, but for example, on the north and on the houses, you know, you cannot PvP there.
Yeah, the
Someone
Yeah.
runs into
the
the
echo
house
is
range, it's GG.
Oh, you're talking
the
about
echo,
like the pets around the houses or whatever? They bug
Yeah,
out.
man. Yeah.
that's bad.
Oh
That's
yeah.
bad. Yeah.
And another good thing for the game will be the render distance to be like noticeably bigger, you know. So
Well, I
ganking
think they
good
they
spots
they made it
be
better
actual.
recently, didn't they?
They
I don't
They
know. I
will
did.
haven't
make
logged in, so
They said they did. I think it's a bit better, but still, it's not good. I mean, we have many times the fact that, oh, there's a gray. Oh, never mind, it's green. It's We have this a lot still.
oh yeah. Well, like allies and stuff too.
Yeah, allies, like
Yeah,
you're getting a bit derailed when you're. But it's better, much better than before for sure. But I think there's a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah, no doubt. It's kind of sucks when you can see like a castle from like a mountain and it's like, halfway across the map, but you can't see a player that's like, fuck, man, I don't know, like 100 meters. Like, it's like, what are we
That, that,
doing?
that's true. Actually, the rendering of the model itself, I think it's acceptable. So when you see the contact, it's more or less acceptable. What I don't like is the additional information you get once you hover over their character, like the light blue or the green color. I think the guild is there, but sometimes like you don't have time to look at the guild. You're on a horse and you're shooting at enemy horses, and then you just see gray horse. You start shooting it, and at one point it's green because it was your guildmate, and it hasn't rendered the information that is your guildmate. But
Gotcha.
these things, but yeah, it's. I mean, it's not a game breaking stuff. It's just quality of life, I guess.
Gotcha. Big friendly fella in chat is saying they said this week's patch will be a big improvement. The stress test showed a big flaw in their code,
yep.
so hopefully, we get something fixed.
Just
Um,
fix the risers. We don't care about anything else. To be honest, we need the risers fixed.
yeah, I see a lot of
the,
people complain about risers. Yeah.
it's killing us.
So what's going? Explain the riser thing in case someone doesn't know. Like, what's going on with the risers?
So the basic problem is like they call it an AI desync. So they don't know exactly what is happening. This is what I remember from Henrik's stream. So I suppose it's like the animation is completely it's doesn't give you any information. So you approach a riser, he will come to you. So he will start seething and unseating his weapon, and at the same time he will be hitting you. You cannot see any direction, and actually the risers hit hard. So it's basically impossible to solo them. It is possible maybe with MA, but it makes it a pain. So you go into the snow riser dungeon, for example. There you have the additional problem that risers come through walls. You have a group of 4 people. You aggro 4 risers. You're dead.
Gotcha.
You cannot, yeah, you cannot get them. You cannot isolate them. You just don't see their attacks. They keep connecting hits. That's the issue. And I
Gotcha.
don't understand. I don't understand how it's caused. Like they introduced the parts about swords or something, and suddenly this happened. I cannot really understand how this was caused.
Yeah, I
But
remember that issue like almost like maybe more than a month ago. So I'm surprised that that's still a thing. Fuck, what happened
Yeah,
right
it
there?
is. It is. It is.
What feature are you guys most? Oh, hold on. Let me start over. What feature are you most looking forward to?
I think I'm not gonna go say anything original here. It's gonna be the TC. But
Yeah, same, same.
maybe okay if I'm gonna make it a bit more unique. Let's say it's a completely cosmetic feature, but I would really love if they would add like a way to customize your guild, make a banner, have it on your shields, on your capes. I don't know, something like this. Completely cosmetic, completely. I mean, it's TC obviously, 100%. I'm just saying something different. That would be nice. I
But
would like that.
Yeah, like a guild crest or emblem or something. That would be
Something
sick.
like this, just to yeah, just to make it like the you make the emblem and then people recognize it as you make it somehow a bit bigger or a banner or something like this. You can attach to spears or something like this. That's gonna be really nice. But obviously, I'm not gonna lie, it's TC. What I'm waiting for the other is like flavor on top.
I think the only reason we don't have stuff like that already in the game is just because you have like all these little weirdos in chat. They're just gonna like draw penises and stuff, and obviously they don't want that to be like what their game is known for. So
True.
they have to like
True.
find a way to restrict it in some way while also giving you like the tools to customize. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's too much work anyway. It's exactly as you said. Take into account all these factors. It's too much work, and yeah, if I heard that they do that before TC, I would be mad, obviously. So yeah, let them focus on the real meat of the game.
Oh my god, I can't remember what patch it was. It was so long ago, but we were all anticipating like certain things, and they ended up adding like dick physics into the fucking game, and everybody was just losing their minds. Like they're like, "That's what you're focusing on is fucking dick physics, like dick jiggling." Like, what are you guys doing? Like fucking chest hair patch. Like, come
It's,
on,
it's
man, give me a break, dude. Oh
I'm
god.
sure some people can appreciate that, but I'm sure it's not the majority of the in-game community. Yeah, you're right. It's one of these moments.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Oh fuck. Well, does anyone have any questions for our guest from Battle Brothers that they would like to ask? I'm out of my standard questions, so we'll just take questions from chat if anybody has any questions. Now's the
Maybe
time, boys. I'll
let me
scroll
check
up
the
see if
chat.
anyone asked anything that I may have missed. They said they're mostly EU. Do you guys have any NA players in your guild or?
We do, we do. We have like 6 or 7, I think.
Okay.
6 or 7.
Um, relate? I don't fucking know this here. I'm sorry, dude. What's your opinion about melee combat always favoring the one who plays defensive?
Um, yeah, I think there is this debate also inside our guild. There's some people that are feeling that if you're too offensive in this game, you're not rewarded. So you have to actually, if you're playing defensive, you have a inherent advantage. It's objective. My opinion is that I like it like this because it adds more a strategic layer to the like stalling opponents. For example, you have some weaker members, you send them and you they stall the stronger opponent of the other group till help comes. I think it adds more strategy if you make it, and also in group fights, I think it's already too much. The aggressiveness is rewarded in group fights. I think on 1v1, yeah, for sure, defensive play style is more safe, but I don't think there is something to be changed there. Like, yeah, maybe make offensive game style more rewarding, make it easier to pass attacks. But I think if you're a skilled player, you can still do that. It's gonna take long, but you can still do that. I don't see an immediate need for a change there. But I see the complaints. I can see the complaints.
He wants to know your morning routine.
In what sense? Like in real life or in
I
real
guess.
game?
Oh my god, no. I think he's talking about real life.
I have to on mornings. I have to go to work, so
What about on a day
uh,
off? What's your morning look like?
I'm gonna hit the gym, and then I'm just gonna go back and play MO2 the
How
whole
much
day
how
as
much do you
much
bench
as I can.
press?
So I'm 70 kilos, and my one max rep, I don't know how much it is. I'm doing like 6 or 7 reps with 85 kilos.
85 kilos.
6 or
Anyone know
7.
what the fuck that is in American? Someone
Oh,
translate?
good luck.
All right. Yuri Loco wants to know what's the perfect group fighting number wise. Like, what do you guys think is the most enjoyable like size for group fights?
For me
20.
personally, I would say, yeah, 20 is for Zaha because he likes the bigger group fights. I like more when it's like somewhere between 6 and 10, I would say. Because on 20, I think it's too much of a slugfest. You're just going in there swinging your sword. Yeah,
Ah,
fair enough. There is strategy involved, but I think on the smaller scale, you have more room to shine as an individual dueler. A bit more room. So 6 to 10 players is what I enjoy most.
He says Zax likes the fuckery.
so
Oh yeah, these are actually some questions that I want to write down because I think these are solid. Who's the richest player in your guild?
Hmm, good question. It's definitely
the
not
guild.
me. I would say Biga, an American guy that got a silver top. I mean, we are not by any stretch of the imagination a rich guild, so we don't have rich individuals. We had 2 or 3 guys that got silver topaz rings, and they are the richest
Silver
people.
Topaz.
Yeah, exactly, and they are the richest people in the game. The problem is we lost a lot of time in the when the alt servers were up for the farming up in the north and everything. We lost so much time to build some wealth and everything, and essentially we started playing like 4 or 5 months ago. So this is where the guild was really really created, and I don't know what we're doing wrong, but I feel we could be much wealthier than we're currently are. We're not bad. We're good. We're really good. But I hear the wealth that other guilds have. I heard the Carnimata guy that has how many stacks of gold was that? 7, 8.
Oh yeah,
That's that's
there's like
inconceivable.
fucking kids in Carney who just live in Rise or Dungeon too. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't want to live my life. I'd rather do other things. But yeah, there are some really wealthy people, and I'm not talking about Carney when I say this, but a lot of the gold in the game is from exploits and dupes. So don't ever really try and compare yourself to guilds who have been here since launch because a lot of the fucking guild of this game sketchy as fuck. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm not even talking about anybody specifically.
No,
Just the
no, I think
game in
we all
general is
know that.
fucked.
I think we all
But
know
yeah.
that. Yeah. I
Um
mean, I think we haven't used any exploit. I can tell you that, and maybe that's why we're poor. But yeah, it is what it is.
who would you guys say is your best fighter and your best mage?
So our best fighter has to be Santaras, melee fighter. The guy, when he came to the guild, I remember him. I was dueling him. I could beat him comfortably. Then he was putting 15 hours a day, every day, and now he's very very
God.
good. Relay also is quite good.
Yeah.
And mage, we have like Zaxa is a good mage. Goof is a good mage. Toxic is a good
Maybe baby
mage.
girl. It's
Yeah, Toxic Baby Girl is also a good mage.
your best
Uh,
mate.
but Santaras, melee fighter is going to be Santaras. It's also the guy that most of our allies know as well.
Okay. Um wait, what was it? I saw a question. What was it? Oh, yeah, it's a kind of a funny question. They want to know will Baby stop changing his character every week?
Oh, Hug from Empire. Yeah, this is a funny. He's a guy. You know this. There's this syndrome. Like you're playing something or you're having something, and all the time you want the thing that you don't have. So this is actually what's Baby is actually doing. He's playing a Thurser. He's gonna want a Villa. He's gonna switch to Villa. He's gonna want his Thurser back. He's gonna go back to Thurser. He's gonna make an Ogmir. And you have this with the races, and then you add up in the classes as well. So he's deleting characters like every week.
but with this thing, we learned a lot about builds, meta. You know, it's nice
He's
to have
investigating.
like this kind of
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
He's a guy that's gonna investigate a lot. So he's not gonna lightly delete a build or
crazy
something.
theorycraft, man.
He's investigating a lot in the builds, but it's still funny. He's deleting a character per week. He has like 4 or 5 accounts. I don't know. He's deleting one character per week.
That's funny. Pekka wants to know: do you guys have a guild coffer, or are you responsible for your own gear?
No, we have we try to do collectively guild activities. So we have like a guild bank, let's say, and there we store like the. If you come with us on a guild event or a guild roam or a guild whatever, we're equipping you. No matter if you're a new guy that just came or a veteran, we're gonna equip you, so you don't need uh, stuff there. But if people are want to farm on their own, they're free to do so, and we don't touch the resources. It's your stuff, it's your time, you invested in it, it's your. If you want me to refine it or if you want me to craft something with it, I'm gonna do it, but I'm not gonna touch it. It's yours. But if we do something as a guild collectively, it goes to the guild
Yeah.
and back to the guild to the players, of course.
Nice. Communism. We love it. All right, we'll ask this last question and then we'll wrap it up.
Mhm.
What is your favorite weapon if they were all viable?
Viable in a sense, like
Like,
if they were like the same utility, because okay, swords I think is the best utility. I would say I would go with axes. I don't know. I just like how they look. I
yeah,
like how hard they hit. Hammers are
Here,
also nice.
for me.
Spears maybe. Yeah.
but you just like named every weapon. Which one are you picking?
No, no. I'm gonna go with axes. The thing is, I
Oh,
made a build.
okay.
My original villa was an idea like I'm gonna make an axe villa. I try to play a bit with it. You're chasing mages, especially in dungeons. Handle hit, handle hit, handle hit, handle hit. And then I switched to sword. I mean, I guess the 80% of the population is using sword for a reason, and I'm feeling it.
Yeah,
But
yeah, for
axes,
sure.
I would go with axes.
Yeah, if you're using axes, you got to use like the riser axe, is what I'm told, because it has less handle hits. You do a little bit less damage, but if you're, hitting like 50% more of your shots, then like the damage is just gonna be there. So
Yeah, for sure. The hitbox is more forgiving. This is what I've heard as well. I haven't tested it consistently, but hopefully we'll get one of these babies in the short-term future when they fix the risers.
yeah, you're not getting it right now. That's for sure. All right, man. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. I appreciate you guys coming on. Sorry if I sound like shit. I feel like
No,
shit.
Ah, no
So
worries.
get well soon, and thank you for having us. Really,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you for letting me reschedule too. I apologize. We were actually supposed to do this 2 days ago on Saturday, but I just was not feeling it. I just felt like shit. These guys were nice enough to reschedule with me, so I appreciate it.
no worries, man. A pleasure.
Yeah. Do you guys have any last things you want to say? Maybe like throw out like how if someone wants to join your guild, how would they go about joining you guys?
I would say if they're in the area around Moki, we will be there in the coming days. So just come and talk to us. We're pretty chilled, pretty welcoming. Otherwise, through the MO2 Discord, you can also find us there. But we would really, really like it if you come and talk to us in person if you're around this area, which is it's nice to have already this personal interaction.
Yeah. Do you want to post your Discord tag in my chat maybe?
We'll do Jax. Can you do that?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Man.
Yeah, and either it doesn't whoever. But again, thank you guys for coming on. And
Thank
I'll
you, man.
talk to you guys soon.
Yeah,
Cool.
thanks for
Thanks a
having
lot
us,
for
man.
having us. Bye, everyone.
Bye
See you
bye.
guys. Alrighty, boys. Did it. GG's. Go join BattleBrothers 1000 gold. No, they're good guys. You can tell. But I appreciate you guys watching. So we're gonna be doing $2 horde interview next Sunday, or this coming Sunday, I should say. So in 6 days. Um, thank you guys for watching. If you want to see the next interview, it'll be on Sunday. I think it's at 2 p.m. Eastern. Don't quote me though, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make a forum post soon about it. Which is, I always make a forum post before I do these things. So you can always check the forums for that, the guild politics section. And again, sorry, I feel like shit. I have COVID. I got it. I think it was like last Thursday or whatever. But yeah. But thank you guys for watching. We'll go ahead and raid somebody to get the viewership to somebody real quick. Let's see. I don't know who's on right now. Uh, we got the censored lord. I'll throw him a raid. But if you guys have any questions that you guys would want me to ask, for like my future interviews, go ahead and let me know. And I'll start throwing those onto my little notepad that I have. Thank you guys for watching though, and oh, thank you for the follow, Mal McHughes. I'm sorry, I butchered your fucking name, dude. My bad. But thank you, Mal. Thank you, Tickety, and thank you, Zacargius. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. All right, have a good one, boys. Peace.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah.